Hey guys, it's Leanne. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new, and if you're not new then, of course, welcome back and thanks so much for returning and hopefully subscribing. So today's video is a Foundation Friday video, and the foundation that I'm reviewing today is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, but this is the dewy version. This is what the foundation looks like, and I haven't actually been able to find this anywhere in my local Boots, but I went to Manchester last week and it was in Boots there, so I thought I couldn't not get it because I've heard so many rave reviews about it, and I actually do love their original Photo Focus foundation, which is that one. So yeah, this is just the dewy version of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and it's the look that I've actually got on the skin today. So if you would like to see me review and do a wear test on the Wet n Wild Photo Focus dewy foundation in the shade Desert Beige, then please keep on watching, and also please give this video a thumbs up if you actually do like these Foundation Friday videos and you actually enjoy them and find them useful. Please give this video a thumbs up so I know which content to keep creating for this channel, in line with what people who watch this channel would want, if you know what I mean. So give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you won't miss an upload from me or my channel. Also, if there's any questions that you'd like to know or any suggestions that you'd like to see from this channel for future videos, then please just drop me a comment in the comment section down below. I'll always reply. Give me a few days, but I do always respond to comments anyway. So yes, let's just jump right in and stop talking now. So for today's Foundation Friday, I'm going to be going in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, and this is the dewy formula. So the shade I'm in is the shade Desert Beige. So I have tried the other Photo Focus foundation, which is an absolute favourite of mine, but this one is the dewy version. So with the other foundation, I always found that other foundation was very tacky, so I always had to set that foundation with all over face powder, so with just like translucent powder. But this one, I'm going to see how it works with not setting it today, see if it actually lasts all day, as it is a dewy foundation, and sometimes dewy foundations are less long lasting than matte foundations. So to prime the skin before we apply foundation, I'm going to be going in with the NYX Cosmetics Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. Skin's primed, I'm just going to let that primer sink into the skin about 1 or 2 minutes, and while the primer's sinking in, I'm going to be reading out some of the claims that this foundation makes. So this information is taken from the Wet n Wild website. So this foundation is a weightless, super nourishing foundation. It delivers a natural all-day wear. It's silky and creamy and is a buildable coverage from medium to full. It's ideal for normal to dry skin types, so my skin is combination. So it's mostly normal, but here, just on the T-zone, and sometimes here gets a little bit oily. Nothing too crazy though, so this foundation should be fine for my skin, as it says it's ideal for normal to dry skin types. It blurs imperfections and helps to minimise the appearance of pores, which is always a good thing, and it gives a perfectly smooth and dewy finish. So some big claims, the main ones being it blurs imperfections and is a buildable coverage from medium to full. And also, it delivers all day wear and also helps minimise the appearance of pores. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be applying half of the face with a Real Techniques Beauty Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I'm going to be applying the other half with a foundation brush, just to see if it makes any difference to this foundation. So I'm going to be going in with my little trusted Peaches and Creams brush, and on this side, on the right hand side, I'm going to be going with the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. So this is just very similar to the other foundation in that it's got a little spatula to apply onto the skin. Now I think I did pick up a shade that is a little bit too dark for me. I was trying to guess from memory what shade I was in my other foundation, and I guessed wrong. I picked Desert Beige when I'll tell you now. So I actually picked Desert Beige in the dewy luminous foundation when I actually was supposed to pick Golden Beige. So I'll just give you a little zoom in on those. So obviously this one's a lot lighter, the dewy one's a little bit darker, but like I say, I was trying to remember from memory. So this does look a little bit dark for my skin tone, but I'm not worried, because when you've applied all of the products, it'll just look like I've went for a more bronze look. So straight away for the dewy foundation, that has got brilliant coverage. That is a really, really good coverage considering this foundation is a dewy foundation. So I'm just gonna do the rest of the face. A few more layers. Just going to do another layer now just over the areas where I have redness. So that's around the nose, a little bit on the cheeks and just under the nose as well. So I'm just bouncing this foundation into the skin. I'm not rubbing or swiping, I'm simply just pressing the foundation into the skin. So I'm going to move on to the other side of the face now, and like I said, I'm applying this side of the face with a Peaches and Creams brush, just so we can see if it does make any difference to the finish of the foundation or the coverage of the foundation, as normally applying with a brush will give you a more full coverage than applying with a beauty sponge, but we'll see. You can be the judge of that with me as well. So again, I'm just pressing this foundation into the skin. So it's definitely a lot quicker to apply with a brush, definitely a lot quicker. So what do we think? Can we see a difference? Do you think this side looks any different to this side? I kind of think I can see a difference, but I just wanted to mention that this side of the face that I applied with a beauty sponge, I've applied quite a few goes of this foundation to the right hand side, and I feel like it was a lot quicker blending out with a brush. It took me a bit longer blending out with a beauty sponge on this side, and I also feel like beauty sponges soak up a lot of product. So if you can see here, my sponge is absolutely coated in product. So I feel like it was a lot quicker to blend out with a brush, and I've used a lot less foundation on this side than I have on this side, and so far I feel like they look very similar. So I might just actually add a little few more swipes to this side now and blend this foundation in with my brush now. Now the foundation still feels a little bit tacky in certain areas. This side doesn't feel as tacky as this side, but that's because this side's probably dried down a bit more, as this was the side I applied first. So I'm going to check I'm going to do the rest of the makeup, and then in about 5 minutes I'm actually going to check in and see if this still feels tacky and if I think it actually needs to be set with a translucent powder. So yes, I'm just going to do the rest of the makeup off camera, and then I will check in. And then I'm also going to be doing a wear test on this foundation. So the time now is 2:30 in the afternoon, as you can see on the clock behind me. So I'm going to leave this on my skin for about 8 hours or so. So I'll check back in about 9:30, 10:30 tonight, if I can leave it that long, because I'm not actually doing anything today. So yeah, I'm going to try and leave it for about 8 hours or so. So we will see if this dewy foundation stands the test of time. But yeah, I'm just going to go and do the rest of the makeup, and then I'll check back in, show you how it's looking. Also, can I just add that this foundation, I think it was only £5 or £5.99 from Boots. I think it's the same price as this foundation. Yeah, as the original Wet n Wild foundation. Now, interestingly as well, I'm just looking at both bottles. So the dewy foundation has got 28 millilitres and the original foundation has got 30 millilitres. So there's a difference of 2 millilitres, which is not a lot. So I'm just checking back in, like I said I would, this is how the makeup looks now that all the skin has been done, lips included, everything. So far I haven't actually had to set the whole of the face with a translucent powder, although when I do a full face of makeup like I've done now, I do use a lot of powder anyway, as in I've used bronzer, contour, blusher, highlight, and I actually bake underneath the contour. So I have actually set the face with a lot of powder anyway. The whole face has been set, but before, when I was mentioning about the foundation felt tacky, that soon dried, so I didn't feel it was necessary to go in with a load of powder and then more powders on top to set it. I just done my normal face routine, so that's obviously a bonus, as it didn't take me any more time to complete the makeup using this foundation. So that's one thumbs up for this foundation so far, and I do actually love how the skin looks. I do feel it looks very dewy and glowy and flawless, and I was really happy with the coverage. As you've seen before, didn't take a lot to get my skin to be quite a medium coverage. It went on straight away medium, straight away, just off one layer. It didn't have to be built up so much. So what I'm going to do now is check back in about 8 hours like I've said, and then we'll actually see how this foundation pans out. So I'm just checking back in like I said I would, and as you can probably see on the clock behind me, it's like 8:30 now. So this foundation has been on the skin for 6 hours. Did say I was going to try and leave it for 8 hours, but yeah, I need to just get into bed soon because I'm in work early in the morning. So 6 hours in and the foundation is still literally perfect and flawless. The only thing I could actually say that could be negative about it is it's definitely worn off on the side of the nose. I've got a little pimple here, a little spot coming through, and the spot is completely, like, the redness is coming right through, and I haven't actually been itching this or anything. I haven't really touched it, but on the other side of the nose it's fine. This foundation's definitely not settling into any fine lines or wrinkles. It's not caking or gathering anywhere, and yeah, it does look very dewy without being greasy looking. So overall I am so impressed, and I'll definitely be wearing this foundation a lot more now that I've tried it. I definitely recommend it, and you will definitely be seeing this foundation a lot more on my YouTube channel. So overall, I would definitely recommend the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. And as you've seen, even though my shade was desert beige and it did look a little bit too deep for my skin tone, now it looks fine, now that I've applied all of the skin products. So yes, I'd definitely recommend it, and for the price as well, it's really, really good value, and also for the fact that it's cruelty free and vegan, that's just amazing. So go out, purchase one, let me know what you think when you try this foundation. But as for me, I actually love this foundation, so I can't really say which one I prefer more out of the original or the dewy one, but I'm going to give this one a few more tries because this is an absolute favourite, the original one. So I've decided that I'm going to be giving this one a few more tries, and then I can decide. But which one do you prefer if you've tried both? Let me know in the comments section down below. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if this is the type of content that you like, if you find these videos useful, and also please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss my next video / tutorial. So yes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.